Fanthorpe, and I'll be your host today for this Digital Boost webinar where we learn it so we can do it and boost it. Today, we've got Chris and Margaret here from Almighty List, and we're going to be talking about connecting makers and designers to retailers. So this is going to be a great session. I know a lot of you folks tune in on our other platforms. And as a reminder, if you'd like to ask a question to Chris or Margaret, just drop it in the chat and I'll pull them through here to our Zoom platform, and we'll hopefully be able to answer any questions that you may have. So welcome to Digital Boost. Chris and Margaret, we haven't had you on before, so thanks so much.
No, we haven't been on before, but we've watched a few of the Digital Boost recordings on YouTube and whatnot, so
cool.
All very useful.
Well, we're looking forward to learning all about this app and this platform that we can use to spread the word about our products. And I'm going to let you guys kick into your presentation while I get all the chats opened up. So thanks again.
Okay, cool. Thanks. Just share the screen. So we're going to talk a little bit about wholesale and then pretty much spend most of the time showing you how to build a wholesale store on the app that we've designed and developed ourselves. So Almighty List is a wholesale toolbox for New Zealand-based brands and wholesale buyers. It's been designed and developed alongside 50+ businesses, and it's been designed and built by our team here in Otahi, Christchurch. You can see there a little screen recording of the app itself. So why we've created the toolbox? To simplify wholesale for New Zealand-based brands. Brands gain exposure to retailers or bulk buyers that they normally wouldn't have exposure to, increase revenue for New Zealand brands, and we're also streamlining the buying process for retailers. So what we'll do in the workshop, we'll build a store, build an invoice, and add a product, and all of this is done on our app. So who is Almighty List for? Does your business make quality products? Do you have high standards? Are you a reliable supplier? Can you fulfill bulk orders? And do you want to connect with retailers or bulk buyers? And all very important parts to being a great supplier. On the other hand, for retailers or bulk buyers, there's also a toolbox to manage orders and suppliers. So if they wanted to connect with reliable local brands, make daily orders, the toolbox also allows them to manage all of the orders from the one place. So why would you supply in bulk? So this could be to retailers, sports teams, organizations, or large businesses. So the reasons are higher value orders, repeat orders, brand exposure, keeping you busy in the quieter season, winter, autumn. Like a lot of retailers or bulk buyers make orders ready for spring. So if you're making stuff usually over quieter winter, autumn anyway, so they'll keep you busy. So think of your favorite brands, and they probably all sell their products wholesale or in bulk. And there's many reasons why they do that. So you still supply to customers through your own normal sales channels. Wholesale is simply another revenue stream that can bring in thousands per order. You might even design a product to supply specifically in bulk. It could be easier to make, lower price, and suited for wholesale. So we'll get to the workshop where we're going to build a store, the invoice, and add the products. We'll be doing it step by step. It's very simple to follow. So don't worry if you don't have all of your information on hand. It's easy to go back and edit your store invoice or profile later.
That's not sharing.
The classic move where the share screen doesn't work when we want it to.
There you go.
There we go. Perfect.
Yeah, as I said, it's if you haven't got all of the information, just put in temporary information and then you can go back and edit later. It's no one will see all of this until you activate your store, and we've got it authenticated as well. So yeah, just make sure you've edited anything before you activate it. So you'll need to download the app on your phone to get started. That's if you're going to build it alongside this workshop. And don't worry, you won't get charged if anything. There's no, we're not charging anyone for the app at the moment. So even if you keep your shop inactive, it's free for under 10 products anyway, and there will be a transaction fee of 3%, but we won't charge anything for at least the next 3 months to get everyone up and running. So so search for Almighty List on the App Store or Google Play and download the app. It's should be pretty quick. And just type in the chat if you want us to slow down, speed up, or whatever. So I'll give you another 30 seconds or something to finish downloading the app. And these will be the next stages after downloading the app, and that will be getting you registered. So to register, all you have to do is select the register button and then not a user, register, and then we're only doing the workshop for suppliers. So you want to sign up as a supplier if you are a supplier, and then enter your business info and register. So once you've registered, you'll get the terms of trade screen. You can obviously take your time to read this, or we'll paste a link to the terms of trade on the chat, which is also on the website. Definitely read over that if you want to, or you can read it later. You can, if you build a store and you're not happy with, and you go back and read the terms of trade, you're not happy, it's easier to delete your store or keep it inactive. So yeah. So you will notice that your account is pending. So we need to authenticate your business before we make it available. So there's no need to worry about that now. You'll have to finish your store invoice and profile, and then we'll have to go through your information, make sure you are who you say you are, and then do a little bit of research and then authenticate you.
It's a really good way to keep the quality of the stores going up. We don't want to kind of get inundated with stores coming in with products from overseas or things like that.
Yeah, so it's only available for New Zealand suppliers. So you have to make your products in New Zealand, partially make them in New Zealand, or design in New Zealand if they can't be made in New Zealand. So that's the where you turn your shop on and off. There's that little toggle switch down the bottom. So if you try to turn it on, you'll get a wee pop-up box saying that you can't turn it on because you haven't finished your store. So don't need to worry about that now. So we'll get started on the store build. So select the 3 dots. Select profile. And that will take you to something that looks like this, but it'll be a blank screen. So select edit, and then that'll open up the editing function, and you can start editing your profile. Don't worry if you don't have any pictures on hand. You can just either leave them blank or add something in there temporarily and edit them later. Same with the description. And other info.
So this is your store, Chris, that from your company.
Yeah,
that you've created.
Yeah, so I used to have a greenstone carving business. Well, I still have it, but we're running this software company now. So that's how I got into the problems with wholesale intimately. I'll give you another minute, and then you just save that page when you're finished.
So this is all stuff that's going to be displayed publicly on your store to let people know where you are and your website. So it can also link out to your website if you've already got one. So it's not a kind of exclusive place to market your stuff. It's a good tool to kind of add to that.
So only retailers or bulk buyers that we've authenticated will see this information. So it's not information that's available to normal consumers. Same thing, they have to pass an authentication process to become a buyer. So that's the profile done. Again, if we are going too fast, just Margaret's monitoring the chat.
No,
So
it looks
just
we're doing
slow me
pretty well.
down.
Thank you.
Okay, cool. Next, we will build the invoice or your invoice. So select the 3 dots, select invoice settings. That'll bring up this page. So there are 3 pages to the invoice settings. Same again with if you don't have your logo on hand, just add something temporarily in there, but that logo will show up on top of your invoice. So you definitely want to change that to your logo. And if you don't have this information on hand, just put in temporary information and make a note of it and then come back and edit it later. It's all very easy to edit. Can't imagine most people know their GST number. So that's page 1. Page 2 is the payment settings. So select the due date when the payment's due after they've made the order. So at the moment, all the payments are due before you would send out the products. So in wholesale, it's sort of some buyers will want to pay 1 or 2 months later. So we've made it pretty clear that everyone has to pay for them before the suppliers send them out. So yeah, add any payment notes if you want to add payment notes, and then there's an example there. And your bank account. And next page. This is terms and conditions. So these can be very long or very short.
Yeah, the invoice is really flexible, so you can customize all those kind of terms and how you want your buyers to purchase the products.
So you can either take the time now and do them, or just again add them later. You probably want to think these through, and you've probably already got your own terms and conditions if you're already selling your products in wholesale on bulk. So you will copy and paste them from your another one of your documents, and then select save once that's done. And that is an example of what your invoice will look like from the information you've just put in. So you can see the logo up the top there, and the you can download and print, share, or airdrop the invoice from your phone to any other devices. And it's quite a good zoom function on the invoice as well. So that's that. Try to make it as simple as possible. But
so that's an A4 PDF when you download that.
Yeah. Yeah. And you see the terms and conditions down the bottom there. So the next step will be adding a product. So we've already completed. There's only 3 steps in the workshop: store, build, invoice, and adding a product. So it's pretty. We've tried to make it as easy as possible to set up a store. Within. We definitely want everyone to be able to do it within an hour from downloading the app to having a store. And when you compare that to if you're building your own store, I don't know, the easiest way would be on Shopify or Wix or whatever. If you know how to do it, that usually take around 20 hours at least, and that's if you know how to do it. So yeah, you should be able to do this in an hour now, and we've got to try to get it down to around 15 minutes. So we'll click into adding the product. So add a photo, product name, description, same thing. If you don't have all of your information, or you want to copy it from something you've already got on your website or whatever, you go through and just put in temporary information and go back and just copy all your info later. It'll take a few minutes. I think there's 3 pages again for this one. So that's total quantity available, a minimum order, your wholesale price, the recommended retail price, shipping costs, and then the shipping charge. So you can either charge per item, or you can combine shipping as well. If you've got small items, you can obviously combine the shipping to save. So the buyer saves on that. And again, obviously, all of this information is displayed to the retailer on your product. And here you select the category that your products are in. If it's made in New Zealand, part made in New Zealand, or design in New Zealand. And then the payment method. So the only payment method at the moment is via internet banking, where there's no credit card payment facilities set up or debit card. And then you add the product. And that's what it'll look like once you've added it. And then you select the back button to go back. And that's what it'll look like. So down the bottom navigation bar, you hit products. That's where will be a list of all the products that you've added. And you can just select edit to go back into the edit screen, or duplicate to duplicate products, which is a pretty handy function. So now you can select turn shop on. If once you've got your store invoice and your product details, once you've proofed them and you're happy with everything, you'll turn your shop on. And then once you turn the shop on, that's when it goes on to the so that's when the retailers can see everything you've just done. So yeah, you definitely want to have all the right information in there, and your terms and conditions on your invoices, sort out your payment details and bank accounts and whatnot, because you put the wrong temporary bank account detail in there. They won't get your details. So you'll see this screen if you go to turn your shop on, because like I said before, we have to authenticate your profile, and that could take 1 to 2 days, depending on how busy we are at the time with other tasks and authenticating other people, and whether we can get the right information easily. We definitely spent a bit of time doing this. But yeah. So that's the end of the store build workshop. Like I said, we tried to make it pretty simple to have a wholesale store, within an hour. I think it's definitely achievable for most people. If you use a smartphone day to day, you can definitely do this.
Yeah, and if you've got your photos and your product descriptions and all that already sorted, it's a matter of copying and pasting it into the app.
Yeah. You can. Yeah, if they're all on your website, like if you're selling bead to consumers already, just go through your own website and just save all your photos onto your phone, and then and descriptions, and then just copy and paste everything across. Yeah, all the descriptions, and then yeah. So because we've got a bit of spare time, I'll run through the if you got any more questions about the store build invoice or adding products, just put them in the chat. But I'll quickly run through that's what a list of products will end up looking like in your in your store. You know, within a couple of minutes, you have pretty good looking store. So this is the stuff, like Margaret said, that I used to make. So I used to supply them to sports teams, like large organizations, retailers. Sports teams are actually the biggest ones you end up supplying to. There's a lot of bulk buyers that you don't know are out there. So they'll all have access to this as well. So if you've got a store on there, like I said, you'd have exposure to bulk buyers that you wouldn't know that existed, you know. So we will go through to.
We do have a question here.
Yeah.
Is after I plugged in my info for invoice, the screen has gone blank after I pressed blank. Pressed back, maybe. Oh, press next. Sorry. Yeah, I was like, press blank. I'm not sure what that means. Press next.
Interesting. It might be a bug. We'll take a note.
Okay.
It's a bit hard to kind of diagnose without seeing the screen.
Yeah, totally.
Do
you have an email address that you want to drop in the chat just in case anybody wants to talk to you directly?
I'll do that right now. That'd be great.
Invoice info.
Yeah,
I haven't come across that before, but
no, it might be a new one, which is really good feedback for us just to see where those things might pop up. It's not one we've come across, I don't think.
It's always that iteration process, isn't it, when you're dealing with apps and just kind of working through those.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So we got lots of folks tuning in from different places, Kapiti, Christchurch. I'm over here in Taranaki, and I'm just waiting for a question through Facebook to come through. So Tanya's got a question. She's going to type that in. So we'll just be, once that comes through, I draw it into the chat here for us. Yeah, so feel free, Tanya, to just drop that question in there, and I'll copy it over.
Yeah, we'd be definitely interested if anyone's got any feedback or things that they would require to use the app, or that their store or their business needs, because we're really looking to build that tool that helps suppliers get access to more retailers, more businesses to sell the products.
Yeah, like I said, we've built it alongside probably 50 plus businesses, and we're not going to stop taking on suggestions or information.
Yeah, great. Okay. I can't seem to get out of it, is the thing. I'd say Ritu, maybe best.
As in they might have to just go save.
Okay, try save. Sorry, I'm jumping from platform.
We can if they email us, we can talk to them later. There's also a workshop booking function on our website as well. So if you go onto the website, on the header, there's a workshop tab, and then scroll down to the bottom. There's a workshop where you can have a one-to-one if someone's having a problem. And there's also the workshops available on there as well.
Great.
Yeah, I'm struggling to replicate that, but might be something specific to their phone.
I'll kick off the taking orders workshop as well, because you won't be able to follow this because you won't have an authenticated store and won't be able to make orders, but we'll obviously this has been recorded, so you can come back and watch it later.
Yeah, it'll give you a good idea of how it would work in the real world when you're getting orders coming through and how you can manage them.
Yeah.
And talk to your retailers.
Yeah. It's definitely worth watching this because it is user friendly, but there are some small things. So this is how you would take orders through the app. So this is so if you look at the bottom navigation there's the orders tab. Your one will be empty at the moment, but if an order was to show up, that's what it would look like, or when it shows up.
You'd also get a notification on your phone. So every time you make a sale, it would pop up and let you know. And then you can go and have a look at it.
Yeah. So we'll look at taking orders, viewing your order, and then completing an order. So you'd select the orders tab, and then you'd have a new, you've got your new folder there, all your new orders. And then, like Margaret said, you will get a notification when you get orders, but you have to make sure that your notifications are turned on. Otherwise, you won't know that you're getting the orders. Definitely very important.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, at least you're that popular that it's annoying.
Yeah.
You're getting them every 2 minutes.
Yeah, then it's a good thing, I guess.
Well, maybe you just schedule certain times of the day that you check your orders.
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Exactly.
Definitely keep checking them. If you've got a store that's on, you want to know.
Absolutely.
You see up the top there's the orders folders, or order folders. So the new, payment sent, paid to ship, shipped, complete, and archive. So they're all keep them all in the same place. You don't have to keep track of your orders in your email inbox, which is how most people do it. That's how I did it for a long time.
Yeah, so the idea there is that as your order moves along that process, we keep them grouped together in their folders.
Yeah.
So you can go to your new orders and see all the new orders that have had no status update to them. And as soon as that payment's sent, it goes into that next folder. So you can go, okay, I've got all my paid to ship. I know I can go in there and I can see all the orders I need to ship today.
Yeah. Really easy to keep track of. So that's a new order, and you can see the order date, order number. So it is randomly generated. The name of the retailer and the status of the order and their logo. So if you select the order, this is what you'll see. So this is a order chat system. So you can chat with a retailer within an order. So if there's something specifically about the order they need to know, or you need to know, you can chat with them there, and that will follow the order along. So you don't have to email. I mean, there's nothing stopping you emailing, but this is an easy way to keep track of what's going on with an order. And it's a good way to update them as well, So this is the order overview, the order details, the pricing, and then this is the invoice for the order. So if you hit invoice, this is what you'll see. And this is the invoice that you've created before in the invoice settings. So the buyer gets the same invoice. So that's how they pay for your order.
Just keeps it really transparent, so everyone can see the invoice, they can message relating to the invoice, and they can see the order details and the status. Keeps it all in one place, so the buyer and the seller can see exactly the same information at the same time and communicate about that information.
Yeah. Definitely. So select the little arrow to if you want to email the invoice to yourself or someone else, print an invoice, airdrop it, or download it. As I mentioned before, it's pretty important that you receive the payment before you ship the item. Definitely a lot of people try to get you to ship it before they pay. This is not suggested, and it goes against the terms and conditions or our terms and conditions. So we don't recommend doing that. So, but if you must, there will be situations where you might have to ship the order before it's paid for. Definitely carry out your own due diligence on the retailer
You
or the
might
buyer.
have a long-standing supplier that's customary to do.
Yeah.
And that's your choice at the end.
Yeah. But then, as I mentioned, you're not covered by the terms and conditions or terms of trade. It's very, very hard to get payment off someone that won't pay or doesn't want to pay. And this can take you months and a whole lot of stress and time. So you definitely want to be sure. Like Margaret, you want to be, if you do it, you want to have a good relationship with the person or the business. So get to know them, as they'll want to know you. Wholesale is all about repeat orders, long relationships. That's one of the main benefits. So want to keep everyone happy. So once the retailer has paid for the order or bulk buyer, they'll update their order status to payment sent, and then it'll move into the payment sent folder. So just because they've selected payment sent doesn't mean they've paid or it's in your bank account. So you'll get this notification saying it's sent, then check your bank account, make sure it's paid before you move to the next step. And if you aren't receiving it for some reason, you have to contact them, see what's going on, same as you would normally do. Definitely make sure it's been paid. So you can confirm that it's been paid as well. So if you select the update status button, paid to ship, so you're moving into the, I've checked, you've checked it's been paid, it's paid, and now you're just moving into the next folder. Change status to paid to ship, select OK. Now it's in this folder. So whether you've got to make the products or order them, order parts, whatnot, this is where the order will sit while you're doing that, or whether you've just got to box them up and send them. Could be in here in this folder for a week or 10 minutes. So when you've shipped the order, you'll select update status, change it to ship, select OK.
So each time these statuses get updates, the other party gets told. So as soon as you hit shipped, we'll send a notification to that retailer or buyer, and they'll know that you've shipped it.
Yeah.
So it kind of saves you having to do that communication. You're also welcome to flick them a message and say, hey, it's shipped.
Yeah.
But it automatically creates that communication channel between the two of you.
Yeah. Yeah. So they're both in the same folder as well. So it's moving in their folder too. Yeah. Yeah. And so now it's shipped. You can see that you can't update the status to complete because it's being shipped.
Yeah, they need to do that. Yeah.
Yeah. The order will stay in this folder until the retailer receives the order, and then same thing, they've updated the status to complaint or received. So once they've received it, they'll move into the complete folder. And same again, if your notifications are on, you'll get a notification saying it's been moved into there. So now everything's complete. Like I said before, the messages will still be in the order. And you can access the messages down the from the lower navigation tab. Just hit messages. But so now you've got a complete order. You want to move into the archive, you just hit archive, change status to archive, select OK, and then the order's now in the archive. And I don't know, over time you might have dozens or hundreds of orders in the archive, and you can search your orders through the using the search function just above the order there. So that's the end of the order process. So went through new orders, payment sent, paid to ship, shipped, complete, archive. Same again, we tried to keep it pretty simple and easy to follow. But like I said, if you have any problems with anything you've just seen, just either email us on the email address that Marg's posted in the chat, or book a workshop or ask a question on the website. And same again, if you've got any suggestions, definitely flick us through your suggestions. Definitely appreciate that. So that's the end of the workshop. So
Oh, thanks so much. This has been such a great workshop. We really appreciate all your work on that app as well. Congratulations on building something that's so useful to small businesses and retailers in particular. We had a lot of people tuning in on social media. There was one question that was originally asked, but oh wait, yep, they would still like it. They're going to attend a workshop, but just the question is, so the app takes orders. Apps take orders need to show for everyone, can text with words than voice or audio. So I guess they're wondering if, there's like accessibility built into your app. So for folks that need a bit of support with accessibility as far as like audio and things to be able to use the app, do you have that built in there?
No, definitely we haven't, but
it definitely uses your phone's accessibility settings, so you can absolutely use text to speech to text and things like that are built in your phone. It doesn't have any unique within the app, but it is absolutely compatible with the phone's settings. Yeah.
That totally makes sense. So I hope that answers your question, Tanya. And I think she's going to sign up for one of your workshops so that she can get all of her questions answered in that. And it'd
be cool to chat with Tanya and see if there is anything else we can add in there that would help. That'd be great.
Yeah, that would be really good. We do have GAD coming up in May 18th. We're going to be doing a session with B Lab. That's Global Accessibility Awareness Day. And, from a tech perspective, that accessibility is super important for folks. So building it into our systems from the beginning is also really, really important, because it is 1 million New Zealanders that require accessibility. So I love that we've brought that up here today and had a bit of a chat, and maybe it even spawned some additions to your app or some, alterations in order to make it just as accessible to everyone, which has been
definitely.
So thank you so much, guys, for coming on and doing that. I'm just going to jump from platform to platform and make sure I don't miss any questions. We have quite a lot of people watching on YouTube, but it looks like there's nothing in the live chat. So we seem like we're pretty good to go there. You can get in touch with Almighty List /support if you need any additional questions answered. I'm actually going to drop that chat for you guys in YouTube. So that link, into YouTube and then into LinkedIn, and we'll do it for Facey as well. If anybody needs that link to get in touch with these guys. And thanks again for joining us here on Digital Boost and educating us on a way that we can reach possibly more customers. So that's fantastic.
Yeah. Thanks for having us.
Thanks so much.
Yeah.
Our pleasure.
Enjoyed it.
Thanks, guys. This has been a great session. I hope to see you on Thursday for another workshop. This week, we're going to be focusing in on, what are we doing? Oh, demystifying checkable reports. So that's our AI component that we have on Digital Boost, which allows you to have a look at your website, your social media handles, and even some of your Google extensions, I believe, are now fixed up with Google Analytics, and it runs a diagnostic on that, and you can get reports and find out how you can update all of your handles and all that stuff so that they're more successful. So please join us for that with the Digital Boost team this Thursday from 10 to 12. Thanks, kia ora, guys, and kite.
Ka kite. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, I lost